Kelp's rise and the mystery of the pyramids. Imagine standing on the banks of the Nile as the sun sets, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. The air is thick with the scent of wet earth and the distant chatter of laborers returning to their homes after a long day of toil. This was the ancient world of Egypt, a land where the rhythms of life and death, power and mystery were interwoven into the very fabric of existence. It was in this fertile soil, under the watchful eyes of the gods, that one of history's most extraordinary leaders emerged. Kelps, a pharaoh whose name would be forever etched into the annals of human achievement. Kelps wasn't born into an ordinary life. From the moment he took his first breath, he was enveloped in the rituals and traditions of Egypt's royal bloodline. His father Snefru had already made his mark as a great builder, constructing not one but two massive pyramids during his reign. Kelps, however, had even grander ambitions. He didn't just want to rule, he wanted to leave behind something that would outlast the sands of time. He yearned for immortality, not just in the spiritual realm, but in the physical world, where his legacy would be visible for all eternity. As he ascended to the throne around 2589 BCE, the young Kelps inherited a nation at the height of its power. Egypt, with its vast wealth, advanced technology, and deeply entrenched religious beliefs, was a land ripe for monumental achievements. But even within this thriving kingdom, Kelp's vision stood apart. His dream? To create a structure so grand, so precise, that it would not only stand as a testament to his reign, but also challenge the very boundaries of human understanding. This dream would soon take shape in the form of the Great Pyramid of Giza, a structure that, over 4,500 years later, continues to baffle and amaze us. At a staggering 147 meters tall, with a base covering more than 52,600 square meters, the size of 6 football fields, the pyramid was not just a tomb. It was a symbol of divine power, a bridge between heaven and earth, and a testament to the ingenuity and perseverance of the Egyptian people. But why? Why did Kelps, unlike so many rulers before him, feel the need to create something so colossal? In his mind, and in the minds of his people, the answer lay in the very fabric of Egyptian society, the belief in the afterlife. Kelps wasn't merely a man, he was a living god, chosen by the deities to rule over the earth. His pyramid would be more than a place for his body to rest. It would be a cosmic engine, designed to propel his soul into the afterlife and secure his eternal place among the stars. For Kelps, immortality was not just about surviving death, it was about transcending it. His pyramid was designed to reflect the order of the cosmos, to align perfectly with the stars and with the cardinal directions of the earth. The precision with which it was built aligned almost perfectly with true north. Missing by only a fraction of a degree was not just an architectural feat. It was a spiritual act, a way of aligning the pharaoh's journey with the celestial movements that governed the universe, the divine architecture. The Great Pyramid's construction wasn't just a matter of stacking stones. It was a profound statement about humanity's place in the universe. The ancient Egyptians believed that the stars held the secrets of the gods, and the pyramid was designed as a reflection of this divine order. Its sides, sloping up from the earth towards the heavens, mirrored the rays of the sun, connecting the pharaoh to Ra, the sun god, who was believed to guide the soul through the underworld. Imagine the painstaking care with which each block of stone was placed, not just by human hands, but with divine guidance. Every angle, every alignment was a testament to the Egyptians' deep understanding of both the physical and the spiritual realms. To build such a structure required not only architectural skill, but also profound religious conviction. This was not just a tomb. It was a living, breathing symbol of the pharaoh's divine nature. As the pyramid rose, so too did the stakes. For Kelps, this was more than a construction project. It was his legacy. He knew that when the last block was placed, his name would echo through the ages. His pyramid would be more than a monument to his reign. It would be a gateway to the eternal, a place where the human and divine could meet. But how did the Egyptians, without modern tools or machinery, achieve such feats? How did they build something so precise that even today we struggle to replicate it? The answer, perhaps, lies not in what they had, but in what they believed. For the Egyptians, the act of building the pyramid was an act of faith, a demonstration of their belief in the power of the gods and the eternal nature of the soul, a mystery that defies time. More than 4,000 years have passed since the last stone was placed on the Great Pyramid, yet its mysteries remain unsolved. How did they manage such precision without the tools and technologies we take for granted today? How did they move the enormous stones, some weighing as much as 80 tons, without the aid of modern cranes or machinery? Theories abound, from the plausible to the fantastical. Some suggest that the Egyptians used ramps to haul the stones into place, while others propose that they used water channels to float the blocks. And then there are the more outlandish ideas, that Kelps had access to alien technology, or that the pyramid was built by beings from another world. While these theories might seem far-fetched, they speak to the awe that the Great Pyramid inspires. Even in the modern world, with all our technology and knowledge, we struggle to comprehend how such a structure could have been built with the resources available at the time. And perhaps that is the true legacy of Kelps, not just the physical pyramid, but the enduring mystery that surrounds it. For every answer we uncover, new questions arise. How did they achieve such perfect alignment with the stars? What secrets might still be hidden within the pyramid's walls? And what was Kelp's true purpose in building this monumental structure? These are questions that may never be fully answered. But as we stand before the Great Pyramid today, gazing up at its towering heights, we are reminded of the power of human ambition, the mysteries of the past, and the enduring legacy of one man's dream to touch the heavens. This adaptation weaves historical facts with deep emotional and spiritual reflections, engaging the reader by immersing them in the world of ancient Egypt and the awe-inspiring grandeur of the Great Pyramid. The tone remains deeply personal, connecting the reader to the people behind the history, the workers, the society, and of course, Kelps himself, the pharaoh who dreamed of eternity. 2. A monument beyond human understanding. When you stand at the foot of the Great Pyramid of Giza, an overwhelming sense of awe washes over you. It isn't just the size that stops you in your tracks, it's the realization that this immense structure was built thousands of years ago, without the technology we take for granted today. As you gaze up at the pyramid's towering heights, your mind begins to spin with questions. How could they have possibly done this? What drove them to undertake such an impossible task? It's easy to get lost in the sheer scale of the pyramid. At 147 meters tall, it was the tallest man-made structure on Earth for over 3,800 years, until the construction of Lincoln Cathedral in the 14th century. Its base covers more than 52,600 square meters. Imagine standing in a stadium filled with 6 football fields, and you'll get a sense of its magnitude. But these numbers don't even begin to capture the wonder of the pyramid. To truly understand its significance, you have to go deeper, into the minds of the people who built it, and into the society that made such a feat possible. For Kelps, the pharaoh who commissioned the pyramid, this was no ordinary tomb. It was his ticket to eternity, his final resting place that would connect him with the gods. But for the men and women who labored day after day to bring this dream to life, it was something even more profound. It was a testament to their collective will, a symbol of their society's belief in the power of the divine and the strength of human perseverance. Building the impossible. The logistics of building the Great Pyramid continue to baffle modern historians. Over 2 million blocks of stone were used, each weighing between 1.5 and 3 tons. Some of the largest stones found in the King's Chamber weigh as much as 80 tons. The math is staggering. If the pyramid was built over a span of 20 to 30 years, that means the workers would have had to place a stone every few minutes, every day, for decades. And yet, they did it. How did they manage this? How did they move these colossal stones across the desert? And how did they lift them to such heights? Theories abound, and while we may never know the full truth, the most widely accepted explanations involve a combination of sheer manpower, ingenuity, and determination. One popular theory is that the Egyptians used ramps to haul the stones into place. These ramps could have been straight or spiral, winding around the pyramid as it grew taller. The workers would have dragged the stones up the ramps using ropes and sleds, inching their way to the top over the course of many months and years. But even this theory leaves us with questions. How did they manage the angles? How did they prevent the stones from slipping? And how did they dismantle the ramps without damaging the pyramid? Some experts believe that the Egyptians used water to move the stones. According to this theory, canals were dug from the Nile River to the construction site, and the stones were floated into place using barges. Once they arrived at the pyramid, the stones would have been lifted using a system of levers and counterweights. This idea is supported by the discovery of ancient water channels around the Giza Plateau, but it still leaves many details unanswered. The more we learn about the pyramid, the more questions we have. For every answer, there is a mystery. And for every mystery, there is a sense of awe. An understanding that even with all our modern tools and knowledge, we may never fully comprehend how the ancient Egyptians achieved such a monumental task. The people behind the pyramid. But while the methods may remain a mystery, we do know a great deal about the people who built the pyramid. Contrary to popular belief, these weren't slaves laboring under the whip of a cruel pharaoh. Recent archaeological evidence suggests that the workers were skilled craftsmen, laborers, and farmers who saw their work on the pyramid as an act of devotion. They weren't building just for Kelps, they were building for the gods, for their society, and for themselves. Imagine what it must have been like to be one of those workers. You wake before dawn, as the first light of the sun begins to creep over the horizon. The air is still cool, but you know it won't be for long. Soon the heat will rise, and the desert will feel like a furnace. You join your fellow workers, hundreds, maybe thousands of men and women, all moving with a sense of purpose. Today, like every day, you will carry heavy stones, place them with precision, and inch the pyramid closer to completion. You take pride in your work. You know that what you are building will last for generations. You are not just constructing a tomb, you are creating a monument to your culture, to your gods, and to your pharaoh. When the pyramid is finished, it will be the tallest structure in the world, a beacon of Egypt's power and the pharaoh's divine right to rule. As you work, you hear the distant chant of priests, offering prayers to the gods. The rhythm of their voices blends with the sound of hammers striking stone, creating a kind of music that pulses through the air. You are tired, your muscles ache, but you keep going, driven by a sense of purpose that goes beyond yourself. You are part of something much larger, something eternal. The pyramid as a reflection of society. The construction of the Great Pyramid was more than just a building project. It was a reflection of the society that built it. Egypt, at the time of Kelps, was a nation at the height of its power. Its economy was strong, its people were united, and its leaders were seen as divine. The pyramid was not just a tomb for one man, it was a symbol of Egypt's dominance, a statement to the world that this was a nation that could achieve the impossible. But it was also a testament to the Egyptian belief in the afterlife. For the ancient Egyptians, death was not an end, but a transition to a new phase of existence. The pyramid was designed to help Kelps make that journey, to ensure that his soul would reach the afterlife and join the gods. Every stone, every angle, every line of the pyramid was aligned with the cosmos, reflecting the Egyptians' deep understanding of the universe and their place within it. It's this combination of practicality and spirituality that makes the pyramid so extraordinary. On one level, it's a marvel of engineering, a feat that required meticulous planning, coordination, and innovation. On another level, it's a work of art imbued with meaning and purpose that goes beyond the physical. The pyramid wasn't just built to last, it was built to transcend time and space, to connect the mortal world with the divine. The mysteries that remain. Even today, with all our technology and knowledge, we are still uncovering the secrets of the Great Pyramid. How did they achieve such perfect alignment with true north, missing by only a fraction of a degree? How did they move the largest stones, weighing up to 80 tons, into place? And what secrets still lie hidden within its walls? One of the most enduring mysteries is the pyramid's internal design. While the outer structure is well known, the interior is a labyrinth of chambers and passageways, many of which remain unexplored. The most famous of these is the King's Chamber, a massive room lined with granite blocks that some believe hold the key to the pyramid's true purpose. But what that purpose was remains a matter of speculation. Some believe that the pyramid was designed as a giant clock, with its layout corresponding to the movements of the stars and the planets. Others think it was a kind of map, with the chambers representing different stages of the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. And then there are those who believe that the pyramid wasn't just a tomb, but something far more mysterious, a structure designed to harness the power of the earth itself. For every answer, there is a new question. And that's part of what makes the Great Pyramid so fascinating. It's not just a monument to the past, it's a reminder of the mysteries that still await us. As we continue to explore, to dig, and to learn, we come closer to understanding the minds of the people who built it. But no matter how much we discover, the Great Pyramid will always hold its secrets, waiting for future generations to unlock its mysteries. 3. The workforce behind the pyramid. When we think about the Great Pyramid of Giza, our minds often drift toward the towering structure itself, the monumental achievement of stone and precision, a feat that defies explanation even today. But behind every stone, behind every carefully placed block, there was a beating heart, a worker, a person with hopes, dreams, and a life intertwined with the destiny of the pyramid. Too often, we reduce these workers to mere laborers in the background of history, but the truth is far more profound. They were the soul of the project, the lifeblood that made Kelp's dream a reality. The idea of thousands of people working together to build this monumental structure evokes a sense of awe. What must it have been like to be part of something so grand, so enduring? These were not just nameless faces in a crowd. They were skilled craftsmen, masons, engineers, and laborers, each playing a crucial role in bringing the pyramid to life. They weren't building just for the pharaoh. They were building for themselves, their families, and their gods. This pyramid in many ways belonged to them as much as it belonged to Kelps. A labor of devotion, not slavery. For years, the myth persisted that the pyramids were built by slaves, toiling under the harsh sun, driven by the whip of their taskmasters. But recent archaeological evidence has painted a different picture, one that's far more nuanced and, in many ways, more inspiring. The workers who built the Great Pyramid were not slaves. They were free citizens of Egypt, proud to be part of such a monumental task. They saw their work as an act of devotion, a spiritual service to the pharaoh, who they believed was a living god. Imagine waking up in the pre-dawn hours, the air still cool from the night, and making your way to the construction site. You are not forced to be there. You are there because you believe in the work. You believe in the pharaoh, in the gods, and in the idea that your contribution to this project is part of something much larger than yourself. This is not just a job, it's a calling. Every stone you lay, every measurement you take, is an offering to the divine. The workers who built the pyramid were not faceless. Archaeological digs have uncovered evidence of entire communities dedicated to the construction of the pyramid. These were towns where the workers lived, raised their families, and spent their days. They had homes, access to healthcare, and were provided with food, often rare and luxurious food for the time, like meat and beer. In fact, the diet of these workers was better than that of many people living in Egypt at the time. This was no small detail. It was a symbol of the importance of their work, a reminder that what they were doing was sacred. Organized into teams, the heart of collaboration. The construction of the Great Pyramid was not a chaotic, disorganized effort. It was a highly coordinated and structured project that relied on teamwork and specialization. The workforce was divided into teams, each with its own specific responsibilities and expertise. Some groups were responsible for cutting the stones at the quarry, shaping them with a precision that still amazes us today. Others transported these stones to the construction site, using sleds, ropes, and, as some evidence suggests, even water to reduce friction. Then there were the masons and engineers, responsible for the delicate work of placing the stones in perfect alignment. This was not guesswork. It was careful, methodical craftsmanship. Every block of stone had to fit together with exacting precision, and each layer had to be level, ensuring the stability and longevity of the structure. The weight of each stone, the angle of each slope, and the alignment with the stars all had to be considered. It was an astonishing feat of engineering, and the workers took pride in their roles. In fact, we know from inscriptions and graffiti found within the pyramid itself that these workers often formed close-knit groups, some of which had names like Friends of Kelps or Drunkards of Menkor. These were not just teams, they were families, bound together by their shared purpose and the belief that their work was of divine importance. These inscriptions show that the workers were not simply anonymous laborers. They had personalities, a sense of humor, and a sense of identity that was tied to the monumental task they had undertaken. Life in the shadow of the pyramid. What was life like for these workers, living day in and day out in the shadow of the Great Pyramid? Recent excavations have revealed much about the daily lives of the people who built these great monuments. Contrary to the image of overworked, starved slaves, the workers lived in relatively comfortable conditions. Their communities were well organized, with barracks for sleeping, kitchens for cooking, and areas for socializing. They worked hard, no doubt, but they were also well fed and cared for. Their diet, in particular, was surprisingly rich. Archaeologists have found evidence of large-scale food production, with vast quantities of bread and meat being prepared for the workers. Beer, a staple in the Egyptian diet, was also a key part of their daily rations. These weren't just the meager rations of a subjugated people. This was sustenance provided to ensure that the workers had the strength and energy to complete their tasks. The workers were essential, and they were treated as such. But their work wasn't just about survival or duty. It was about spirituality. The workers believed that they were contributing to something far greater than themselves, something that would ensure their place in the afterlife. Just as the pyramid was designed to carry Kelps into eternity, the workers saw their participation in the project as part of their own journey toward the afterlife. They were building their own future, brick by brick, alongside that of the pharaoh. At night, when the day's work was done, the workers would gather in their communities, sharing stories, eating, drinking, and finding solace in each other's company. The sense of camaraderie that developed among the workers must have been immense. They were not just builders, they were part of a grand vision, a vision that stretched beyond the sands of time, beyond their own lives and into eternity. The spiritual motivation behind the labor. To the modern mind, the idea of devoting years of one's life to the construction of a tomb might seem strange. But for the ancient Egyptians, this work was infused with deep spiritual significance. The pyramid wasn't just a tomb, it was a gateway to the afterlife, a place where the soul of the pharaoh would ascend to the heavens and take its place among the stars. And because the pharaoh was believed to be a living god, his journey to the afterlife was a matter of national importance. For the workers, building the pyramid was a way of ensuring their own spiritual journey. By participating in the construction of the pyramid, they were engaging in an act of devotion, one that would secure their place in the afterlife alongside the pharaoh. This wasn't just about building a monument, it was about building a future that would last for all eternity. The alignment of the pyramid with the stars, the precision of its construction, and the rituals that surrounded its building were all part of this spiritual purpose. Every stone that was laid, every block that was set in place, was an offering to the gods, a testament to the workers' faith in the pharaoh's divine nature and their own place in the universe. The pyramid was more than just a physical structure. It was a cosmic beacon, a symbol of the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. A legacy built in stone. As we look back on the Great Pyramid today, we often focus on the pharaohs, the kings, and the gods. But the true legacy of the pyramid lies not just in the grandeur of the structure, but in the lives of the people who built it. These workers, with their sweat and dedication, created something that has stood the test of time, something that continues to inspire awe and wonder, thousands of years later. Their names may be lost to history, but their legacy endures in every stone, in every angle, in every precise alignment of the pyramid. They were part of something greater than themselves, something that transcended their own lives and connected them to the eternal. They were builders of the impossible, and their story is as much a part of the pyramid's history as that of Kelps himself. As you stand before the Great Pyramid today, gazing up at its towering heights, remember the men and women who made it possible. Their story is one of devotion, sacrifice, and faith, a story of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. In every block of stone, in every step of the pyramid, their spirit lives on, a testament to the power of human will and the enduring belief in something greater than ourselves. 4. Engineering marvels and mysteries. The Great Pyramid of Giza stands as one of humanity's greatest achievements, but beyond its towering height, it remains an enigma wrapped in stone, an architectural masterpiece that continues to confound even the most advanced minds today. This isn't just a marvel of size and scope, but of precision. It's a puzzle that has survived millennia, refusing to give up its secrets. The methods, the mathematics, the sheer logistics behind its construction, these are the questions that have captivated historians, engineers, and dreamers alike. Imagine yourself standing in front of the Great Pyramid. As you gaze up at its sheer magnitude, you can feel a sense of wonder creeping over you, a sense of awe at what humanity is capable of achieving. But there's something more than awe in this moment. It's the realization that, even with our modern technology, we struggle to comprehend how this massive structure was built. It seems to defy logic, as if the pyramid belongs to another world, another time. How did they do it? How could a civilization thousands of years ago, without the tools we now take for granted, construct something so perfect, so enduring? Precision beyond the possible. One of the most astonishing aspects of the Great Pyramid is its precision. Its four sides are almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, deviating by a mere fraction of a degree. This feat is remarkable, even by modern standards. To put it into perspective, our most advanced technologies, using satellites and laser-guided measurements, would struggle to achieve such exact alignment. Yet the Egyptians, without any of these tools, managed to align the pyramid with an error margin of just 0.067 degrees. How? The precision doesn't stop there. The base of the pyramid is almost a perfect square, with sides measuring 230.4 meters in length and differing from each other by less than 0.05%. Think about that for a moment. Over the span of hundreds of meters, the ancient builders managed to maintain a level of accuracy that modern architects can only admire. How did they achieve such perfection? And why? Some theories suggest that the Egyptians used simple but effective tools, such as ropes and poles, to measure and align the pyramid. They likely relied on the stars for guidance, using astronomical knowledge to orient the structure according to the heavens. After all, the stars played a central role in Egyptian religion, representing the gods and the afterlife. The alignment of the pyramid with the celestial bodies may have been a way to ensure that Kelp's soul would be guided to the afterlife, where he would join the gods in eternity. But even with this knowledge, the level of precision is still mind-boggling. The pyramid's corners are level within 2 centimeters, a feat that would be difficult to achieve even with today's most advanced tools. And the blocks themselves, some weighing as much as 80 tons, were placed with such care that the gaps between them are often no wider than a human hair. It's this level of detail that continues to fascinate and mystify us. How could they have done it? What was their secret? The mystery of moving stones. One of the greatest engineering puzzles of the pyramid's construction is the transportation of the stones. The Great Pyramid is made up of over 2 million blocks of limestone and granite, some weighing between 1.5 and 3 tons, and the heaviest, in the King's Chamber, weighing up to 80 tons. How did the Egyptians move these massive stones, and how did they lift them to such great heights? The quarry where many of the stones were sourced is located several miles from the Giza Plateau, and the granite stones used in the interior of the pyramid came from quarries in Aswan, over 800 kilometers away. Imagine trying to transport a block of stone weighing several tons over that distance, through the desert, without trucks, cranes, or modern equipment. The scale of the task is staggering, yet the Egyptians accomplished it with remarkable efficiency. One widely accepted theory is that the Egyptians used sleds to drag the stones across the desert sand. By wetting the sand in front of the sleds, they could reduce friction, making it easier to pull the massive blocks. This theory is supported by an ancient painting found in the tomb of Jehuti-Hotep, which shows a large statue being pulled by workers while a person pours water on the sand ahead of them. Modern experiments have shown that this method is not only plausible, but highly effective, reducing the effort needed to move heavy loads by as much as 50%. But dragging the stones across the desert was only part of the challenge. The stones also had to be lifted and placed with incredible precision, sometimes to heights of over 40 meters. How did they accomplish this, without cranes or other machinery? Many theories have been proposed over the years, ranging from simple ramps to more complex pulley systems. The ramp theories. One of the most popular explanations for how the stones were lifted is the use of ramps. According to this theory, the Egyptians built ramps made of mud brick and limestone chips to haul the stones up to the higher levels of the pyramid. As the pyramid grew taller, the ramps would either spiral around the structure or extend in a straight line from the base to the top. But this theory, while plausible, raises questions of its own. How did the Egyptians build ramps large and strong enough to support the weight of the stones? And what happened to the ramps after the pyramid was completed? If they had been made of the same limestone as the pyramid itself, we would expect to find remnants of these ramps, yet no such evidence has been discovered. An alternative theory suggests that the ramps were dismantled and used to build the surrounding structures, or that they were made of a more temporary material, such as mud brick, which would have eroded over time. But the question remains, how did they move such massive stones with such precision, all the way to the top? Another theory suggests that the Egyptians may have used a series of counterweights and pulleys to lift the stones. According to this idea, they would have attached a heavy stone to one end of a rope and a lighter stone to the other, using the weight of the heavy stone to lift the lighter one. This method could have allowed the workers to lift the stones to great heights with less effort, but again, there is no conclusive evidence to support this theory. Advanced engineering, or something more? While most historians and archaeologists believe that the Egyptians used a combination of ramps, sleds, and manpower to build the pyramid, some have proposed more radical ideas. Could the Egyptians have had access to advanced technology that has since been lost to history? Could they have used methods that we can't even imagine today? Some researchers have suggested that the Egyptians may have used sound or vibration to move the stones, a concept known as acoustic levitation. According to this theory, the Egyptians could have harnessed the power of sound waves to lift and move the massive blocks of stone. While this idea may seem far-fetched, there is evidence that ancient cultures had a deep understanding of sound and its effects on the physical world. Could the Egyptians have used this knowledge to build the pyramids? Or is this simply another example of our desire to explain the unexplainable? And then there are the more outlandish theories, those that suggest the pyramids were built with the help of extraterrestrial beings. The idea that aliens visited Earth thousands of years ago and helped the Egyptians build the pyramids has been popularized in books and documentaries, though there is no evidence to support this claim. Yet, the enduring mystery of the pyramids leaves the door open to all kinds of speculation. It's a testament to the wonder and fascination that the Great Pyramid continues to inspire. The pyramid as a symbol of human potential. Ultimately, the Great Pyramid is not just a monument to the ancient Egyptians, it's a monument to the human spirit. It represents the boundless potential of human creativity, ingenuity, and determination. The fact that the Egyptians, with their limited tools and resources, were able to build something so grand, so precise, and so enduring is a reminder of what we can achieve when we work together toward a common goal. In many ways, the Great Pyramid is a reflection of the society that built it. It's a symbol of their unity, their faith, and their desire to leave a lasting legacy. And while we may never fully understand how they did it, the pyramid continues to inspire us to reach for the stars, to push the limits of what is possible, and to dream of a future where we, too, can achieve the impossible. As we stand before the Great Pyramid today, we are reminded not just of the mystery that surrounds it, but of the greatness of the people who built it. Their story is one of perseverance, creativity, and hope, a story that transcends time and continues to speak to us across the millennia. Number 5. Theories and conspiracies, extraterrestrial help. For millennia, the Great Pyramid of Giza has stood as a beacon of human achievement, a testament to the incredible ingenuity and perseverance of the ancient Egyptians. But despite our best efforts to uncover the secrets of its construction, many questions remain unanswered. How could a civilization without modern technology build something so precise, so immense, and so enduring? For some, the answers lie beyond the capabilities of ancient Egypt, leading to one of the most intriguing and controversial questions of all. Could the Great Pyramid have been built with the help of extraterrestrial beings? The idea that aliens were involved in the construction of the pyramids has captured the imagination of people across the globe. From books and documentaries to movies and online forums, the theory of extraterrestrial intervention has grown into a popular, albeit fringe, explanation for the mysteries that surround the Great Pyramid. While mainstream historians and archaeologists largely dismiss this idea, the theory continues to persist, drawing on the awe and wonder that the pyramid inspires. But why do so many people find this theory compelling? What is it about the Great Pyramid that fuels the belief that it could not have been built by human hands alone? To explore these questions, we must dive into the heart of the conspiracy, examining the evidence, or lack thereof, that supports the idea of alien intervention, as well as the cultural and emotional appeal of this theory. The perfect alignment, a cosmic blueprint. One of the most frequently cited pieces of evidence in support of the extraterrestrial theory is the pyramid's near-perfect alignment with true north. The Great Pyramid is aligned with an error margin of only 0.067 degrees, an astonishing feat of precision that would be difficult to achieve even with today's most advanced technology. How could the ancient Egyptians, without compasses or GPS, have managed such an accurate alignment? Proponents of the alien theory argue that this level of precision suggests knowledge far beyond what was available to the Egyptians at the time. They point out that the pyramid's alignment is more precise than many modern buildings, including some constructed with the help of sophisticated tools and satellite technology. To them, the only explanation is that the Egyptians must have had help. Help from beings with access to advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering. Could it be that the pyramid was part of a cosmic blueprint, designed not just as a tomb, but as a marker of something greater? Some conspiracy theorists suggest that the pyramid's alignment with the stars indicates a connection to extraterrestrial civilizations. They argue that the pyramid's position on Earth, exactly at the center of the landmass of the planet, is no coincidence. Instead, they believe it was deliberately placed there by alien beings who had a deep understanding of the cosmos and the Earth's place within it. While mainstream historians attribute the pyramid's alignment to the Egyptians' advanced knowledge of astronomy and their religious beliefs, the theory of extraterrestrial help remains appealing to many. It taps into our fascination with the unknown, our desire to believe that there is more to the universe than we can see, and our yearning to connect with something greater than ourselves. The magnitude of the construction, beyond human capability. Another key point raised by those who believe in alien intervention is the sheer magnitude of the pyramid's construction. The Great Pyramid contains over 2 million blocks of stone, each weighing between 1.5 and 80 tons. How could the Egyptians have quarried, transported, and placed these stones with such precision, especially without the use of modern machinery? Some theorists argue that the logistics of the pyramid's construction are simply too complex to have been managed by a Bronze Age civilization. They point to the fact that even with modern technology, building a structure like the Great Pyramid would be an incredible challenge. The time, manpower, and resources required would be staggering, and yet the Egyptians, with their limited tools and knowledge, managed to complete the pyramid in just a few decades. For those who believe in alien intervention, this feat is evidence that the Egyptians had access to advanced technology that could have been provided by beings from another world. One of the most famous proponents of this theory is Erich von Däniken, author of the 1968 bestseller Chariots of the Gods. In his book, von Däniken suggests that many of the world's ancient monuments, including the Great Pyramid, were built with the help of extraterrestrials. He argues that the Egyptians, like other ancient cultures, were visited by alien beings who provided them with the knowledge and tools necessary to build such structures. According to von Däniken, the pyramid is not just a tomb, it is a message left behind by these visitors, a testament to their advanced technology and their influence on human civilization. Of course, this theory is highly speculative, and there is no concrete evidence to support it. Most archaeologists and historians believe that the pyramid was built using simple tools, manpower, and a deep understanding of engineering and mathematics. But the appeal of the alien theory lies not in its evidence, but in its wonder. It offers a tantalizing possibility that we are not alone in the universe, and that our ancestors were in contact with beings who could accomplish things far beyond our own capabilities. The mystery of the stones, precision beyond comprehension. One of the most compelling mysteries surrounding the Great Pyramid is the precision with which the stones were cut and fitted together. The limestone blocks used in the pyramid were cut with such accuracy that, in many cases, the joints between them are no wider than a human hair. How did the Egyptians achieve such a high level of precision, especially without the use of modern tools? Some theorists argue that this level of precision is beyond the capabilities of a Bronze Age civilization. They suggest that the Egyptians must have had access to advanced cutting technology, perhaps even laser-like tools provided by extraterrestrial beings. After all, How else could they have achieved such perfect cuts, especially on the hard granite stones used in the interior of the pyramid? Mainstream historians, however, offer a more grounded explanation. They believe that the Egyptians used copper tools combined with sand and water to slowly and methodically cut the stones. While this process would have been time-consuming and labor-intensive, it was well within the capabilities of the Egyptians. Furthermore, evidence of copper tools has been found at quarry sites, supporting the idea that the stones were cut using methods available at the time. But for those who believe in alien intervention, the precision of the stonework remains a compelling piece of evidence. It suggests a level of technological sophistication that, they argue, could only have come from an advanced civilization, perhaps one that was not of this earth. Ancient aliens? A narrative of wonder. The idea that aliens may have helped build the pyramids is more than just a theory. It's a story, a narrative that taps into our deepest desires and fears. It speaks to our longing for connection with the cosmos, our fascination with the unknown, and our hope that there is something greater out there watching over us. The allure of the alien theory lies not in its scientific rigor, but in its ability to inspire wonder. It offers an explanation for the seemingly impossible, a way to make sense of the mysteries that continue to baffle us. In a world where we are constantly seeking answers, the idea that the pyramids were built with the help of extraterrestrials provides a kind of comfort. It suggests that there are forces in the universe beyond our understanding, and that we are part of a larger, cosmic story. But the appeal of this theory also speaks to a deeper issue: the tendency to underestimate the achievements of ancient civilizations. The Great Pyramid, like many other ancient monuments, is a testament to the ingenuity, creativity, and determination of the people who built it. The Egyptians were not primitive or simple. They were brilliant engineers, mathematicians, and astronomers who created something that continues to inspire awe and admiration thousands of years later. By attributing the construction of the pyramids to aliens, we risk diminishing the accomplishments of the people who built them. We forget that human beings, with their hands and minds, are capable of extraordinary things. The Great Pyramid is not just a monument to the past, it is a symbol of human potential, a reminder that we are capable of achieving the impossible. The legacy of wonder. Are we alone? As the debate over the Great Pyramid's construction continues, one thing remains clear. It is a monument that inspires wonder. Whether you believe it was built by human hands alone or with the help of extraterrestrial beings, the pyramid stands as a symbol of what we can achieve when we push the boundaries of what is possible. It reminds us that there are mysteries in the world that we have yet to solve, questions that continue to captivate our imagination. The theory of alien intervention may never be proven, but it will likely persist as long as the Great Pyramid continues to stand. It speaks to our desire to believe in something greater than ourselves, to connect with the cosmos, and to understand the mysteries of our past. But in the end, the true wonder of the pyramid lies not in its origins, but in its endurance. It is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, a symbol of the eternal, and a reminder that we are part of something far greater than we can imagine. As we stand before the Great Pyramid, gazing up at its towering heights, we are filled with awe, not just at the structure itself, but at the questions it raises. Are we alone in the universe? Did our ancestors have help from beings beyond this world? Or is the pyramid a testament to the incredible power of the human spirit, a monument built by people who dared to dream of eternity? The answers may never be known, but the wonder remains. Number 6. The Great Pyramid as a center of energy? For centuries, the Great Pyramid of Giza has been shrouded in mystery, not only in terms of its construction but also regarding its purpose. Most scholars agree that the pyramid was built as a tomb for the pharaoh Kelps, designed to secure his passage into the afterlife. But over time, a more intriguing and perhaps more mystical theory has emerged. Could the Great Pyramid have been more than just a tomb? Could it have been a center of energy, designed not only to guide the pharaoh's soul, but also to harness the very forces of nature? This theory, while speculative, has gained traction in modern times, drawing from a combination of scientific inquiry, ancient legends, and a sense of wonder at the unknown. The idea that the Great Pyramid might have been an energy source ties into the broader fascination with ancient technologies that seem far beyond the capabilities of the civilizations that produced them. In a world where we are constantly searching for new sources of energy, the idea that our ancestors might have already found a way to tap into the Earth's natural forces is both tantalizing and humbling. But how could the Great Pyramid have functioned as a center of energy? What evidence supports this theory, and what implications might it have for our understanding of ancient Egyptian culture? To explore these questions, we must dive deep into the heart of this controversial idea, examining both the scientific possibilities and the more mystical interpretations of the pyramid's power. The Tesla connection. Energy from the Earth. One of the most compelling arguments in favor of the Great Pyramid as an energy source comes from the work of the famed inventor Nikola Tesla. In the early 20th century, Tesla became fascinated with the concept of wireless energy transmission, believing that the Earth itself could be used as a conductor of electrical energy. His idea was to harness the natural frequencies of the planet to generate and transmit electricity without the need for wires, a vision that culminated in the construction of his Wardenclyffe Tower. While Tesla's experiments with wireless energy transmission were never fully realized, some modern theorists have drawn parallels between his work and the design of the Great Pyramid. They argue that the pyramid's shape, location, and materials suggest that it could have been built to harness the Earth's natural energy. The pyramid's alignment with true north, its position at the center of the Earth's landmass, and its construction using materials like limestone and granite, which are known to have certain conductive properties, all point to the possibility that the Egyptians understood something about energy that we are only beginning to comprehend. According to this theory, the pyramid may have functioned like a giant energy capacitor, collecting and amplifying the natural electromagnetic energy of the Earth. The movement of underground water beneath the Giza Plateau could have generated piezoelectric energy, a type of electrical charge that occurs in certain materials, like quartz, when subjected to mechanical stress. The granite blocks inside the pyramid, which contain a high concentration of quartz, might have played a key role in this process, generating electrical energy that could have been transmitted wirelessly, much like Tesla's vision for Wardenclyffe Tower. The idea that the pyramid was built to harness the Earth's energy is speculative, but it raises fascinating questions about the relationship between ancient architecture and the natural world. Could the Egyptians have been tapping into a source of power that we are only now beginning to understand? And if so, what was the purpose of this energy? Was it used for practical purposes like lighting or heating? Or was it part of a larger spiritual or religious practice designed to connect the pharaoh with the divine? Water and energy, a hidden source beneath the pyramid. Another key aspect of the pyramid as energy center theory involves the movement of water beneath the Giza Plateau. Beneath the pyramid, there is a vast network of underground tunnels and chambers through which water once flowed from the nearby Nile River. Some theorists suggest that this flowing water could have generated energy, much like a modern hydroelectric plant. The pyramid's position atop these underground channels may not have been a coincidence. According to this theory, the Egyptians deliberately built the pyramid over a natural aquifer, using the movement of water to generate electrical energy. This concept is supported by the fact that many ancient cultures, including the Egyptians, viewed water as a source of life and power. The Nile River, in particular, was central to Egyptian religion and culture, representing both physical and spiritual sustenance. Could the pyramid have been designed to harness the power of the Nile, not just in a symbolic sense, but in a literal, energetic one? Some researchers believe that the pyramid may have used this water to create a kind of resonant energy field, amplifying the natural frequencies of the Earth and transmitting them throughout the surrounding area. This energy could have been used for a variety of purposes, from powering electrical devices to aiding in spiritual rituals. The presence of certain features within the pyramid, such as the king's chamber, which is constructed from granite and quartz, lends some credibility to this idea. The chamber's design suggests that it may have been intended to resonate with the natural energy of the Earth, acting as a kind of energy chamber or capacitor. While there is no definitive evidence to support the idea that the pyramid was used as an energy source, the theory is intriguing. It suggests that the ancient Egyptians had a far more sophisticated understanding of the natural world than we often give them credit for. And while the specifics of how this energy might have been used remain speculative, the possibility that the pyramid was designed to harness the Earth's energy adds a new layer of depth to our understanding of this ancient wonder. Gold and the ionosphere? An ancient power grid? One of the more fascinating aspects of the energy theory involves the potential use of gold as a conductor of electricity. Some theorists suggest that the Great Pyramid may have once been topped with a capstone made of gold, a material known for its conductive properties. If the pyramid was designed to generate electrical energy, this capstone could have acted as a transmitter, sending energy from the pyramid into the sky, where it could have interacted with the ionosphere, the layer of the Earth's atmosphere that contains a high concentration of electrically charged particles. This theory draws a parallel between the Great Pyramid and Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower, which was also designed to transmit energy wirelessly by using the Earth's natural frequencies. According to this idea, the pyramid's capstone would have acted as a kind of antenna, transmitting energy into the ionosphere, where it could have been dispersed and used across a wide area. This concept of wireless energy transmission is not far-fetched. Tesla's experiments demonstrated that it is theoretically possible to transmit energy over long distances without the need for wires. Could the Egyptians have discovered this principle thousands of years before Tesla? If the pyramid was designed to transmit energy, the implications are staggering. It suggests that the ancient Egyptians may have been using a form of wireless energy distribution, potentially powering their civilization in ways we can only imagine. While there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, it opens up new possibilities for how we understand the relationship between ancient architecture and technology. Could the Great Pyramid have been part of a larger energy grid designed to distribute power across the region? And if so, what was the purpose of this energy? Some researchers speculate that the energy generated by the pyramid could have been used for spiritual or religious purposes, aiding in the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. Others suggest that it may have been used for more practical purposes, such as lighting or heating. Whatever the purpose, the idea that the pyramid was designed to generate and transmit energy adds a new dimension to our understanding of this ancient wonder. The pyramid as a spiritual engine. While the scientific aspects of the energy theory are fascinating, there is also a spiritual component to consider. For the ancient Egyptians, the pyramid was more than just a physical structure. It was a gateway to the afterlife, a bridge between the mortal world and the divine. Could the energy generated by the pyramid have been used for spiritual purposes, designed to aid the pharaoh in his journey to the stars? Some researchers believe that the pyramid may have been designed to amplify the spiritual energy of the earth, creating a powerful resonance that would help guide the pharaoh's soul to the afterlife. The alignment of the pyramid with the stars, the presence of quartz crystals in the granite blocks, and the use of specific geometrical proportions all suggest that the pyramid was designed with a deep understanding of both the physical and spiritual worlds. In this context, the pyramid can be seen as a kind of spiritual engine, designed to harness the energy of the earth and the cosmos to facilitate the pharaoh's transformation from mortal to divine. The energy generated by the pyramid may have been used in rituals, prayers, and ceremonies, all aimed at ensuring the safe passage of the pharaoh's soul into the afterlife. This idea aligns with the Egyptians' belief in the importance of harmony and balance, both in life and in death. The pyramid's connection to energy, both physical and spiritual, speaks to the profound understanding the ancient Egyptians had of the natural world. For them, the pyramid was not just a tomb, it was a living, breathing structure, a place where the forces of the earth and the heavens came together to create something greater than the sum of its parts. Whether the pyramid was truly an energy center or not, the theory taps into a deeper truth about the ancient Egyptians, their ability to merge science, art, and spirituality in ways that continue to inspire and amaze us today. The enduring mystery of the pyramid's power. As we consider the possibility that the Great Pyramid was an energy center, we are reminded of the incredible complexity and sophistication of ancient Egyptian society. Whether or not the pyramid was designed to harness the Earth's energy, the fact that this theory persists speaks to the wonder and fascination that the pyramid inspires. It challenges us to think beyond the traditional narratives of history, and to consider the possibility that the ancient Egyptians understood the world in ways that we are only beginning to grasp. The idea that the pyramid could have been a center of energy, a beacon of both physical and spiritual power, invites us to re-examine our own understanding of technology, energy, and the relationship between humanity and the natural world. It suggests that there may be forces at work in the universe that we have yet to fully comprehend, and that our ancestors may have had a deeper connection to these forces than we realize. As we stand before the Great Pyramid, gazing up at its immense structure, we are reminded of the mystery and wonder that surround it. Whether or not it was an energy center, the pyramid continues to captivate us, inviting us to explore the unknown and to push the boundaries of what we believe is possible. The Great Pyramid, with all its secrets, remains a symbol of humanity's eternal quest for knowledge, power, and transcendence, a monument not just to the past, but to the future. 7. The legacy of Kelps and the cultural impact of Poor. As we look up at the towering, majestic Great Pyramid of Giza, we're not just gazing at a monument of stone, we're witnessing a piece of history that has outlived empires, kings, and civilizations. But at the heart of this monumental structure is a name: Kelps, the pharaoh who dared to dream of immortality, not just in the afterlife, but in the physical world, forever remembered in the legacy of his creation. His story isn't just that of a king seeking eternal life, but of a cultural era defined by ambition, innovation, and the profound belief in the power of the divine. Kelps's pyramid is the most famous symbol of his reign, but it represents more than just his tomb. It is a symbol of power, a testament to the unity of a nation, and a lasting legacy that continues to inspire awe thousands of years later. For Kelps, the pyramid was more than a structure. It was a statement, a message to the world that his name, his rule, and his people would live on long after his death. The pyramid as a symbol of divine power. In the time of Kelps, Egypt was not just a kingdom, It was the center of the known world, a land of riches, culture, and deep spirituality. The pharaoh was more than a king. He was a living god, a direct link between the people and the divine forces that ruled the cosmos. The Great Pyramid was built not only as a tomb for Kelps, but as a symbol of his divine authority. It was a way of asserting his place in the heavens, among the gods who govern the universe. Kelps was following in the footsteps of his father, Snefru, who had also been a great builder of pyramids. But Kelps wanted to go beyond what his father had achieved. He wanted a pyramid that would not only stand as the tallest structure in the world, but would also serve as a beacon of his divine right to rule. In constructing the Great Pyramid, Kelps was making a bold declaration. He was not just a mortal king, he was a god on earth, and his power would endure forever. The Egyptians believed deeply in the afterlife, and the pyramid was designed to help Kelps make his journey to the stars. But it was also a symbol for the people of Egypt, a way of reinforcing the idea that the pharaoh's power was absolute and eternal. The pyramid was not just a tomb, it was a cosmic vessel, a place where the physical and spiritual worlds intersected. Through the pyramid, Kelps would transcend death and join the gods in the eternal realm. The sheer size and scale of the pyramid were a reflection of this divine power. To the people of ancient Egypt, the pyramid was a visible reminder of their pharaoh's might. Every stone was a testament to the strength of their nation and the pharaoh's ability to harness that strength in service of the divine. As they looked upon the pyramid, they would have felt a deep sense of awe, knowing that they were part of something much greater than themselves, a kingdom blessed by the gods and ruled by a living deity. The complex beyond the pyramid, temples of worship and devotion. The Great Pyramid, though the centerpiece, was not the only structure in the vast funerary complex built to honor Kelps. Surrounding the pyramid were smaller, equally significant buildings that spoke to the deep religious and cultural practices of the time. This complex was an architectural achievement in its own right, reflecting the broader spiritual and social system that defined ancient Egypt. At the base of the pyramid was the mortuary temple, a place of worship where priests performed daily rituals and offerings to honor the deceased pharaoh. This temple wasn't just for religious ceremonies, it was a center of power and devotion where the pharaoh's cult would continue for centuries after his death. The rituals performed here were meant to sustain Kelps in the afterlife, ensuring that he would continue to receive offerings and be revered as a god long after his physical body had perished. The temple was connected to the Valley Temple, located closer to the Nile, via a long causeway. The Valley Temple was a crucial part of the burial rites, as it was here that the final purification rituals were performed on the pharaoh's body before it was entombed. The architecture of the Valley Temple reflected both the grandeur and the spiritual significance of these rites. Massive stone blocks, intricately carved columns, and rooms filled with statues of the pharaoh, ensuring his divine presence was felt in every corner of the temple. Nearby, 3 smaller pyramids were constructed for Kelps queens, a testament to the importance of family and lineage in ancient Egypt. These queens, considered divine figures in their own right, were buried close to Kelps, ensuring that their spirits would be united in the afterlife. Their pyramids, though smaller, were no less significant, symbolizing the interconnectedness of the royal family's power and their eternal place in the afterlife. The entire complex, pyramids, temples, and causeways, was a reflection of Egypt's belief in the divine right of kingship and the idea that the pharaoh was the intermediary between the gods and the people. It wasn't just a place for Kelps to rest, it was a carefully constructed monument to the power and spirituality of the Egyptian state, a place where the physical and metaphysical worlds met. The legacy of innovation, engineering, and mathematics. While the Great Pyramid is often admired for its scale, it is equally remarkable for the innovation it represents. The construction of the pyramid required not only vast resources and manpower, but also a profound understanding of mathematics, geometry, and engineering. The Egyptians didn't have the modern tools we rely on today, yet they were able to construct a structure that has stood the test of time, defying erosion, earthquakes, and the passage of thousands of years. The precision with which the pyramid was built is a testament to the mathematical knowledge of the Egyptians. The alignment of the pyramid with true north, the perfect symmetry of its sides, and the precise measurements of its angles all point to a highly sophisticated understanding of geometry and astronomy. The pyramid is aligned with an error margin so small, just 0.067 degrees, that it rivals and in some cases surpasses the accuracy of modern buildings. How did they achieve such precision? The pyramid's construction also required a deep knowledge of engineering. The workers had to quarry, transport, and lift massive blocks of stone, some weighing as much as 80 tons. The logistics of this task are staggering, yet the Egyptians managed to do it with incredible efficiency. They used a combination of sleds, ramps, and levers, along with a vast, highly organized workforce, to move the stones into place. The construction was so precise that in many places the stones fit together so tightly that not even a blade of grass can pass between them. But it wasn't just the construction methods that were innovative. It was the vision behind the project. The Great Pyramid wasn't just a burial chamber. It was a symbol of the pharaoh's power and his divine connection to the gods. The pyramid's shape, designed to reflect the rays of the sun, was a physical manifestation of the Egyptians' belief in the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. It was a structure that merged the physical and the spiritual, the earthly and the divine. This innovation, this blending of the practical and the spiritual, is part of the lasting legacy of Kelps. His pyramid represents not just an achievement of engineering, but a testament to the creative and intellectual power of the Egyptian people. The knowledge and skills that were developed during the construction of the pyramid laid the foundation for future generations of builders, mathematicians, and astronomers. The legacy of the pyramid extends far beyond its physical form. It is a legacy of human potential, of what we can achieve when we dare to dream of the impossible. A cultural symbol that transcends time, Kelps pyramid has endured not just as a physical structure, but as a cultural symbol. In the centuries following its construction, the pyramid became a focal point for religious and political life in Egypt. Successive generations of pharaohs would be buried in their own pyramids, each one seeking to emulate the grandeur and power of Kelps. The pyramid complex at Giza became a place of pilgrimage, where people would come to pay their respects to the pharaoh and to connect with the divine forces that the pyramid represented. But the legacy of Kelps pyramid goes far beyond Egypt. The Great Pyramid became one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, a symbol of human achievement and a reminder of the power of belief. Travelers from distant lands came to see the pyramid, and its image spread across the world, inspiring awe and wonder. Even today, the Great Pyramid is recognized as one of the greatest architectural achievements in human history, a symbol of endurance, strength, and the pursuit of the eternal. For the people of Egypt, the pyramid remains a source of national pride. It is a reminder of their ancestors' greatness, a symbol of the civilization that once ruled the world. But it is also a symbol of something deeper, a connection to the past, to a time when humanity believed in the power of the gods and the possibility of eternal life. As the pyramid continues to stand, it reminds us of the enduring power of belief and the ways in which culture, faith, and ambition can shape the world. Kelps' eternal legacy. In the end, Kelps achieved what few rulers ever could: immortality. Not just in the afterlife, as the ancient Egyptians believed, but in the physical world. His name, his pyramid, and his legacy have endured for more than 4,000 years, transcending time and space to become a part of the shared human story. The Great Pyramid is not just a monument to a single man. It is a testament to the power of human ambition, the desire to leave a mark on the world that will last forever. Kelps may have been seeking to secure his place in the afterlife, but in doing so, he also secured his place in history. His pyramid stands as a reminder of the incredible things that we as humans can achieve when we dare to dream of eternity. It is a symbol of power, of faith, and of the belief that, through our creations, we can touch the heavens. As we stand before the Great Pyramid today, we are reminded of the legacy of Kelps, the king who sought to build a monument that would last for all time and who succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. His pyramid is more than just a structure. It is a beacon of human achievement, a reminder of our capacity for greatness, and a symbol of the eternal.